A thread by Brian Cates. Trump's been doing nothing but growing his base since 2016. They never stopped working on that ground game. Meanwhile, the Democratic Party went baying at the moon and eating its own shit insane. And you can see this in places like Portland, Chicago, New York City, and other Dem-run towns. The Democrats did everything wrong since that 2018 midterm election when they got control of the House. They immediately made a bunch of uber far left radicals like AOC, the new face of the future of their party. They introduced the Green New Deal. They fielded the largest Democratic presidential field of all time that went further and further left as the primaries went on. They all proudly boasted that they'd open the borders and institute massive tax increases to give full health care benefits to illegals. They all put their hands up. Then Beto O'Irishman, the guy Biden has proudly tapped to be his gun legislation guy, boasted, "Hell yes, we're going to take your AR-15. And then, at the end, the lone survivor was Dementia Joe. From the EpochTimes.com, radical Democrat candidates have put themselves in an impossible position. Democrats politicized relief aid, holding bills hostage as families struggled, insisting on their progressive wish lists. They kept their states and cities locked down. Then the defund the police insanity started up. Crime waves appeared in these cities. The more businesses that were destroyed and looted, the more the crime and violence spiraled out of control, the more the Democrats that have run these deep blue states and cities pointed their fingers at the president and blamed him. Nobody sane buys it. Look at this letter Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler wrote to President Trump today. This is the same mayor who has allowed almost 3 straight months of nightly rioting in his city. I've got it under control. Everything in Portland is fine. Really, go away. You can't reach these lunatics. It's not going to happen. All you can do is abandon them and vote for sane people who aren't going to turn your state and town into a lawless crap hole. Here's why I didn't finish this thread yet. I got called away, but now I can add this. Ted Wheeler spent months humoring these radicals. Guess what they did today? They occupied his apartment. Holy shit. From Rising Tide NA, breaking. Activists occupy Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler's apartment and aren't leaving until he resigns, abolishes the police by 2022 with no tech or private replacement, and allots saved resources to BIPOC, people of color, I don't know the rest, BIPOC communities and city services. Tear gas Ted, abolish PPB, Wheeler resign. Here's what's going to happen during this transition period of the next decade or so. All the sane people that can afford to are going to get the hell out of these big blue cities. Only the ideological lunatics and those who don't have the money to get out will be there in 2 to 3 years. The cities are going to have to actually collapse to the point they can't even do basic things like collect the garbage, run public schools, etc. Total collapse. Then the sane people can come back and start the rebuilding process.